Good evening, parents. Thank you for making the time for this briefing. Normally, we would conduct this briefing in the school premises, but due to the current posture on COVID-19, we have all adapted to a new norm. Let me introduce myself. I am Madam Nosina, the school staff developer. This is our team of primary 2 teachers. Firstly, we have Mr. Muhammad, the year head for lower primary, and our assistant year head, Mrs. Chia In Hui. Together with the primary 2 form teachers, they will look into the holistic development and well-being of all our students. Today, we will be sharing with you the holistic development journey of all our students in close partnership with our parents. We value your support in this journey together with your child.
Let's begin with character and citizenship education, in short, CCE. The form teacher guidance period is conducted once a week. The interaction between form teachers and students aims at building strong relationships. The lessons conducted by form teachers focus on good values, social emotional competencies through the class discussions. Do encourage your child to be actively involved and share his or her ideas during lessons to enrich their learning. CCE focuses on nurturing good character in our students to ensure that they have the moral resolve and have a strong sense of responsibility to contribute to the success of Singapore. At Guangyang, we work on inculcating values and building social emotional competencies so that our students will become good and useful citizens. We provide leadership opportunities for all. In Primary 2, all students will have the opportunity to perform various classroom roles, such as class monitors, eco-friends, subject reps, ICT reps, and group leaders. Students will also experience leadership beyond their classrooms as they move on to the upper levels. Our Primary 2 students are never too young to discuss contemporary issues. At Guangyang, we provide opportunities for our students to talk to their teachers about matters that affect the nation as well as the world as a whole. Some examples include issues on pollution along the coastlines, and the pandemic which hits the globe till today. We strongly believe that values must be taught and caught. We have several values in action programs that help our students to develop empathy and gratitude. It is never too young to learn to keep their classrooms clean. Project Sparkle provides all our students to develop a sense of pride for their classrooms and in turn develop a sense of belonging for the school. Another example of our school's values education is the Kindness Corner. As seen in the pictures, every class has a corner created for both students and teachers to share their gratitude towards one another. To encourage the expected behaviors, the school recognizes and affirms students' effort via the Character Awards and the Affirmation Day. The PEL program aims to develop students' social emotional competencies through fun activities involving students' interaction. At Primary 2, students are exposed to 3 domains. They are the sports and games, outdoor education, and visual arts. The broad exposure also allows students to discover their interests, which will help them decide on the CCA they would like to participate from Primary 3 onwards. Students perform various tasks which require them to work in teams. Through these interactions, students learn about their interests, be aware of the feelings of others, and practice group decision making. Students also reflect on their learning during reflection sessions, which are facilitated by their form teachers. Every year, the school organizes the PEL Showcase where students get to share their learning with their parents. Before the COVID-19 situation, parents were invited into the classrooms to watch their children live in action. Despite the challenging situation, we were still able to continue the showcase virtually. Do visit the GYPS YouTube channel to view the showcase by our P1 and P2 students last year. You will be amazed by their level of confidence. For 2021, we are hoping that we can revert to the face-to-face sessions which we had for the past few years up to 2019. However, this will only be possible if the COVID-19 situation improves. Otherwise, we will continue with the virtual showcase. A letter to inform all parents will be sent out in Term 4. Here are some of our students in action as viewed from our YouTube channel. As part of the PEL program, all P2 students will be engaged in a dance program conducted by specialized dance teachers. This will culminate at the annual GYPS musical during the school's 103rd open house in July. We look forward to your support for this event. We will now share with you our English language programs. Strategies for English language learning and reading, in short, STELLA, is used in designing the English language curriculum in our school. Through STELLA, we strongly believe our students will develop into wholesome individuals who are confident, curious, and have a desire to learn. The STELLA program aims to cultivate the love of reading, as well as to build a strong language foundation. It involves using age-appropriate resources and research-based teaching strategies to engage our students in their learning of the language. The key strategies used in the lower primary classrooms are as follows. Firstly, we use the shared book approach, SBA, where students read storybooks and are engaged in oral discussions with their teacher and peers. Secondly, we use the modified language experience approach, MLEA, where the teacher models writing using pupils' language. Students are then engaged in writing together as a class, followed by writing independently. These are some examples of our students' involvement in the shared book reading, writing and language centers. Group writing and presentations help our students become confident speakers of the language. Let's talk about mother tongue languages now. As more and more of our learners come from non-mother tongue speaking background, our teachers brought about innovation into the mother tongue classrooms through the introduction of game-based activities, poetry recitation, singing, and drama to stimulate our students' interest and to promote the love for the language. Time is also set aside during mother tongue language lessons to cultivate the love of reading through mother tongue storybooks. With an increasing use of ICT tools and applications in teaching and learning, we will be introducing touch typing in mother tongue lessons to facilitate participation in e-learning. MTL Fortnight is a time for our students to appreciate the mother tongue language beyond the textbook. In the past, before COVID-19 hit us, this event used to receive a big turnout from our parents. However, we are glad to share that despite the pandemic, technology has enabled all our parents to view their children's participation in this event at the comfort of their own homes. The other signature program by our Mother Tongue department is the game-based activities which are conducted in place of the traditional pen and paper assessment to make learning fun and stress-free. All lesson resources for mother tongue languages can be accessed through the MOE's MTL website. You can help your child make use of this website to prepare for or to revise some of the lessons already learned. Let us now proceed to mathematics. At Guangyang Primary School, we aim to instill a love for math through games and fun-filled activities. As such, we design a variety of lessons to engage our students and make our math lessons enjoyable. We provide a fun and inviting platform for our students to learn through play in the classroom. Through games, they develop strategic thinking skills, patience, and ability to focus, as well as social skills as they work in groups or play against their friends. Your child will also be engaged in activities to explore and learn mathematical concepts and skills using manipulatives to construct meanings and understandings to uncover abstract mathematical concepts and skills. Your child will then be guided to link these concepts and skills to the real world. We believe that mathematical concepts should always be taught with an explicit link to real life. We hope that through authentic setting, our students can find meaning and purpose in their learning. We harness on technology to create ICT-enabled lessons, use virtual manipulatives, and carefully selected digital games that develop critical thinking. Through this, we hope to generate interest in learning mathematics and help your child develop confidence and a positive attitude towards his or her learning. We will now move on to the non-academic subjects. Let's talk about the physical education and co-curricular activities. One of the school-wide programs that the Primary 2 students will experience is the GYPS Sports Carnival. The carnival will be organized for all students as part of the Children's Day celebrations. Our students will be engaged in individual or team events involving skills learned in their PE lessons. Through the games, the students will develop teamwork and team spirit, apply Olympic values of friendship, respect, and excellence. One of the signature programs is the P2 Sports Education Program, where students will be learning mini trampoline. The intent of the Sports Education Program is to promote sports as a lifelong leisure activity for our students, as well as learning sports outside of the PE syllabus. This one-day mini trampoline clinic will introduce trampoline jumping to our students. They will learn the fundamentals of the sport and some safety aspects. Let us move now to the area of aesthetics. In general, the modules which are taught in Primary 2 are music and movement, creativity with rhythms and pitches, cultural appreciation, and ensemble playing. Exciting lessons include dances, of instruments such as angklung and hand chimes to ignite your child's interest and develop a passion for music. Due to safety management measures, singing will not take place during music lessons until further notice. The objective of the GYPS art program is to develop students to have a love, appreciation, and understanding for visual arts. Students will learn three main skills. First, art discussion, where they talk or write about what they see, interpret the message of, and form opinions about the artworks. Second, art making, where students are exposed to various art materials and techniques, as well as learning how to communicate through the artwork. Third, art reflection, where students learn about themselves in terms of strengths and weaknesses, as well as learn to be critical of their own work. Term 2 will be dedicated to a drawing module which aims to develop creativity and exploratory skills. The basic objective of class-based performances and basking during recess is to build confidence in responding to the performers singing, dancing, or playing instruments in front of an audience. Students are also given the opportunity to talk about their artworks in front of an audience. As for talent development, if your child's art or music teacher discovers artistic or musical talent in your child, or you feel that your child has an artistic or musical talent, we would like to work in partnership with you to develop your child's talent to the fullest, so that he or she may continue to pursue his or her interests through direct schools admission to secondary schools. Here are some pictures of our students performing at the Recess Rhapsody. Slide 36. For social studies, we focus on getting the students to discover themselves and their immediate environment. This is done via the activities in the Big Book and activity books. Learning is enriched through a variety of classroom interactions and discussions. We now move on to ICT matters. At Primary 2, our students will get to extend the basics of touch typing as well as the use of MS Word and PowerPoint. Students will get to apply what they have learned from the ICT lessons to find and present information. The ICT program also inculcates in our students computer lab etiquette and cyber wellness. The school cyber wellness program, which is an award-winning program, is customized for students at every level. The department assesses the needs of our students at every level and plans content to match these needs. Some examples include screen time, inappropriate material, and cyberbullying. E-learning is an integral part of schooling. When we went into circuit breaker last year due to the pandemic, as a nation, we have come to realize that there is a need and place for e-learning. To ensure that our e-learning program takes place with great ease, the school hopes that our parents are able to assist in logging in and adhering to the given timetable on e-learning days. Students are also expected to complete their e-learning assignments like regular schoolwork. The Student Learning Space, or also known as SLS, is a common tool used to facilitate e-learning at all levels, and over time, we hope that our students will develop proficiency in their use of this tool. There have been concerns about how teachers are going to assess students and monitor their progress. Let's now touch on these matters. With the recent changes in assessment policy in the lower primary, there is now more focus on learning. This leads to reduced academic stress and will in turn give your child the opportunities to solely focus on the joy of learning. At Primary 2, all weighted assessments have been removed. In addition, formative assessments are administered at interim checkpoints for teachers to check on their students' understanding. We monitor students' learning via learning outcomes, in short, LOs. These are statements of intended learning for the various subjects. This is an example of learning outcomes for the English language. Subject-specific learning outcomes and qualitative descriptors will be used to report your child's learning progress in all subjects. There will be 4 levels of qualitative descriptors: accomplished, competent, developing, and beginning. Every LO will be reported at least once a year, either in semester 1 or semester 2, or in both semesters. The LOs provide feedback to both students and parents. Besides this, teachers will continue to make use of the holistic assessment practices to provide feedback on learning. This is how we measure students' progress. Information is gathered through class discussions and written work, homework assignments, as well as bite-sized assessments. Please note that these are non-weighted assessments and do not count towards overall results. Rather than marks and grades, students' progress is reflected using qualitative descriptors mentioned earlier. Even though examinations have been removed, our teachers will continue to assess students using various modes. We will continue to partner with you, our parents, and provide updates on your child's learning via the Parent-Teacher-Child Conference, phone calls, or emails. Parents, you are encouraged to approach your child's teachers if you have any queries about your child's learning. The next thing I would like to talk about is the learning dispositions. These are students' behaviors and attitudes that will be the foundation that will shape them to become lifelong learners. We would like to see your children grow into individuals with positive attitudes towards learning and find joy in learning. At Guangyang, we focus on the following learning dispositions: curiosity, collaboration, responsibility, and resilience. The school has developed a set of rubrics to measure students' learning dispositions. Form teachers and subject teachers observe each and every student on a daily basis. Based on the rubrics, teachers will discuss and agree on the ratings given to each student. This slide shows us the definitions of the learning dispositions. By defining them, it allows teachers to identify the observable behaviors that students demonstrate. The EduSafe Merit Bursary, EMB, and Good Progress Award, GPA, for Singapore citizens are awarded to students based on conduct and consistency in demonstrating good learning dispositions. The GPA is only applicable to P2 students who do not qualify for the EMP. The final segment is about working in partnership with the school. Parent support and partnership is key in the holistic development of every student. Parents play an important role towards inculcating the joy of learning and positive attitudes in learning. How can we as parents journey with our children in their education? Just remember the acronym SPACE. S for support. Ask your child about school and provide constructive feedback. Our children will tell us more if we are willing to listen. P for problem solve. Talk to each other and reflect on setbacks together to develop workable solutions. A for affirm. Recognize our children's strengths and provide affirmations for the effort they put in to spur them on. C for cheer. Tell them, well done, good job for the effort put in. Celebrate all success. And E for empower. Make decisions together and give them the opportunity to voice out their ideas.
We would like you to work with us to encourage joy of learning by not overemphasizing academic performance, to focus on your child's learning journey rather than compare your child with others. With these changes, your child will have more time and space to deepen learning, enjoy the process of learning, and develop dispositions for lifelong learning. The following 2 slides will address the commonly asked questions which we have gathered from parents via a survey before this briefing. How will the changes in PSLE affect my child? There is less emphasis on the academic at Primary 2 and more focus on inculcating the joy of learning via various experiences in school. There will be engagement sessions with our parents on subject-based banding as well as PSLE matters from Primary 4 onwards. When can my child participate in a CCA? The PEL program provides a broad exposure to all Primary 1 and Primary 2 students in sports and games, outdoor education, performing arts, and visual arts. This allows students to discover their interests and make an informed decision on the CCA they would like to participate when they are in Primary 3. The CCAs offered by the school can be found in the school's website as well as the student handbook. We hope this briefing has been beneficial for you. Let us work together with your child, who is at the center of this partnership. Before you leave, please scan the QR code on the screen and assist us in completing the feedback form for this session. Thank you for your patience and kind attention.